I'm a big fan of Carl Jung, and we share the same birthday, so that's a synchronicity. And so I heard you talk about that Carl Jung helped you awaken spiritually or kind of reconnect spiritually. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I got arrested when I was 28 years old, September of 1983. And at that point, the cat was out of the bag. So there was no barrier to me then going in and, into a 12-step program. And that's what I did. I started going to meetings. I knew from the beginning that I wanted to have a spiritual realignment. And the 12 steps are built to induce a spiritual awakening of one kind or another, very personalized. There's no cosmology, there's no religion, but basically they encourage you to, they ease your path at finding your own spiritual path, your own relationship with a God of whatever your understanding is. And I had a friend who was the best friend of my little brother, David, who died of this disease. But this friend of his used to take drugs with the same compulsion that I did. And he became a Moonie at one point. And he joined the Unification Church and became a disciple of Reverend Sun Myung Moon. But he would still hang out with us. And he would watch us take drugs in the same room what we're doing, but he had no desire to do it. He completely lifted from him. And he was free from the compulsion. And I used to think about this guy when I first got sober, and I'd say, and this, evinces the kind of the narrowness and judgmentalness of my mind at that time. But I would say to myself, I would rather be dead than be a Moonie. But I wish that somehow I could get whatever it was that he had to distill that power that he had that allowed him to escape the compulsion without becoming a religious nuisance. And and that's when I picked up, when I was having those thoughts, I picked up this book and it was an act of synchronicity. I picked it up off a table. I don't know who left it there, but it was a book called Synchronicity by Carl Jung. And it was my first real exposure to Jung. Of course, I'd heard of Jung like any educated person had, but I really didn't know much about him. And the reason I read that book is because the Police had an album out by the same name that just had come out. And I didn't know what the word meant. So I wanted to read about it.